We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Changeling. We're now on chapter 4, Chance Meetings. Which I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming we're gonna meet someone by chance. Saturday was cold but sunny. I woke up early because Allie was coming over to set up her wards or whatever since she was going to be super busy the weekend of Halloween. I was still feeling a bit iffy about the hair changing thing, but I couldn't stay holed up in my room forever. When I went downstairs, I was greeted by a huge breakfast. Mom was apparently convinced I was getting sick, probably because I spent last night hiding in my room, refusing to interact with anyone. I was so paranoid that the glamour spell, which I still had no idea how I was doing, would falter, that I couldn't make myself leave even for dinner. When faced with the possibility, ill teenager, Mom's only recourse had always been to make waffles, and eggs, and bacon, but mostly lots and lots of waffles. She seemed pleased that I ate without argument. Allie showed up right as I was finishing breakfast. It's so good to see you again, Allie. You need to stop by more often. This is my first time seeing you since we moved back. Sorry, I haven't really stopped by. I've been pretty busy. I understand, but next time you pick Michiko up, you really should stop in for a few minutes. I'll try if we have time. I usually have to be at school a little early though. I understand, but I'd love it if you pop in to say hi. She shot me a teasing smile. Unless riding to school with Danny becomes a regular occurrence. Mom, stop it.
Hey, stop it!
I pushed her toward the family room. It was a one-time thing, don't get your hopes up. She just laughed at my distress as she retreated to the family room, just as Spencer came down the front stairs and tried to pass us by on the way to the kitchen. Are you really going to just walk past without saying hi? Spencer looked like he'd just been caught red-handed at something terrible. Spencer, honestly, even though he's a jerk sometimes, he is a really cute brother. His expression was actually sort of amusing. Hello. Allie, in typical Allie fashion, punched him on the arm as a greeting. Does that mumble even count as a hello? You know, you used to like talking to me. It's not that I don't like it. Allie smirked at him and sidled along next to him. He tried to back away but didn't get far. Oh my, the shade of red his face turned was pretty funny. Watching her flirt with him, while disturbing, was also more entertaining than I expected. I felt like I should go grab some popcorn. Then say it like you mean it. Spencer let out a long, frustrated sigh. You're a pain, you know that. You've always been a pain. She just grinned playfully. You know you love it. That was probably the first time I'd seen him smile in a really long time. It felt like a little knife twisted in my gut. Allie could get him to smile, but I couldn't even get him to talk to me. I would say I love the fact that you're a pain. I wouldn't say, sorry. I can't help it. Especially since you've always been so fun to tease. Not much of a conversationalist anymore though. It had been forever since I had been able to tease Spencer or just talk to him like a normal person the way Allie could. I wanted things to be the way they used to be. Maybe with Allie here to referee. I feel like I should leave him alone. Head upstairs and let them catch up alone. As I watched Allie talk to Spencer, I felt a stab of jealousy in her. It wasn't her fault. He was more willing to talk to her than me, but it still hurt. Ugh, gross. I don't want to watch you two flirt. I'm going upstairs. Spencer shot me a glare, but I just stuck out my tongue as I started to my room. I don't know if that's the right choice. Let me quickly load and see what the other choice would be. But I just wanted to give him some space. So, do I have to actually beg for you to get my contact info and text me sometime? I can give it to you, I mean, if you really want it. I should have just asked you from the start. You know, he only has 3 contacts on his phone. 3? Me, Mom, and Dad. You must bump it up to 4. You can't just give my number out to anyone you want. Not even to me? Please? He glared at me and I raised my eyebrows at him, waiting to see if he'd snap at me in front of Allie. If you want my number, ask me for it. Okay, I guess this choice is better. Can I have your number? I draped my arm around her shoulders and smirked at him. Yes, Spencer, can she? You are pains. Both of you. He pulled out his phone and opened his contact screen before handing it to Allie. Just put your number in and I'll text you. Well, he hadn't really snapped at me so far, not like he usually did. I should quit while I was ahead. I'm heading up. Come up whenever you're done. I shot Spencer a tentative smile as they started upstairs. To my surprise, rather than scowling at me, he just rolled his eyes. Okay, maybe that was the better choice. I just wanted to give them personal space, but I guess that wasn't the right choice. I should have tried to jump in. That was actually a huge improvement from usual. Allie made her way upstairs a short time later, still grinning like an idiot as she came through the door. She dropped her bag on the floor near my bed and flopped down. So, ew. That is all I'm saying. Just ew. Allie rolled her eyes in response to my teasing grin, just as I expected. I know, he's your brother, it's gross, get over it. I sighed heavily and flopped backwards, pulling a pillow over my face. It really is just me that he's weird with. He was totally normal with you. Mostly. You guys will eventually work it out. He went through a lot back then. I rolled over, hugging the pillow to me. I know, but it's not like I didn't go through a lot too. I know that. I sat up and shoved the pillow onto her face, not wanting to dwell on unpleasant things. I was doing too much dwelling and moping lately. Everything kept making me think about the past, and all that was doing was making me depressed. I didn't want to be sad anymore. So, you were going to do boards or barriers or something? Yeah, I should probably get to it. I don't have a whole lot of time. Oh, you have plans for this afternoon? Nope, you do. I do? I don't think I do. Do I? Well, I wasn't supposed to tell you, but Danny wanted to surprise you with a... She grinned playfully as she paused. A what? A date! Wait, what? What? I think Danny just wants to take you out to get your mind off everything. Well, and because he obviously likes you. I think he feels really, really bad about yesterday. He doesn't have to feel bad about that. Did she just say he likes me? But you were upset, so I think he wanted to surprise you with something nice. But since I also suspect you're all surprised out, I figured I'd give you a heads up. Mentally wrapped around what she just said. I was going on a date with Danny. I jumped off my bed, flailing my hands slightly. Wait, where? When? Suddenly all I could think about was what I would wear, if I had enough time to get ready, and if I'd look like I was trying too hard if I actually did dress up. Oh my god, I was so glad Ellie told me about it. I could only imagine him showing up and me looking like, well, a complete mess like I did now. Ellie, of course, laughed at my distress. Relax, I'm pretty sure he's not going to show up after lunch, so you have a good 3 hours to fret about it. I so couldn't afford to be worrying about a boy right now when the rest of my life was going to pieces. Focus. Have to focus. I sneaked a look at Allie, who looked way too pleased with herself. So, you do like him, right? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I don't really know yet. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Yeah, I think I do. Maybe I want to go for yeah, I think I do, but maybe I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're really just friends right now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I like him, but I'm not totally sure it's romantic, at least not yet. But I mean, you sometimes go kind of blushy around him. And then there's a hilarious panic dance you literally just did. I glared at her and rolled over, making a face down at the blankets as I tried to ignore the heat creeping into my face. Well, yeah, but... Ugh, I can't believe I'm talking about this. Being attracted to him isn't the same as being romantically invested in our relationship. He's just really good looking. Oh, really good looking? High praise. I shoved her arm. Shut up. So you don't want to date him? I don't mind going out as friends to test the waters a little. I mean, like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Allie was looking at me skeptically. And I think I should get everything else sorted before I start trying to inject romance into things, probably. So in other words, you see the potential, but want to wait a bit before you jump him. Oh my god, I'm not jumping anyone! She laughed and fended me off as I bopped her with one of the pillows. I really don't know if that's a choice, but honestly, me personally, that is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to just like be a crazy woman and like cling on to him right away. I just want to test the waters a little bit. We don't know each other that much, okay? Okay, Allie? I just don't want to rush things. Exactly. Besides, it was already difficult enough to keep my cool around him without worrying about dating and romance. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. It's not that I don't want to talk about it, it's just that the more I do, the more confused I feel. I'd rather just try to go with the flow. If I talk about it too much, I'm going to start overanalyzing, and that never ends well for me. That's fair enough, I suppose. So, these ward things are just like barriers, right? I love the way you tried to just change the subject on me. Well, I was hoping you'd let me get away with it. She laughed and shook her head. Fine, just this once. And yes, the ward things are just barriers. Well, the ones I want to set up anyway. But there are a lot of ways to do wards. Oh really, wise teacher. She rolled her eyes as we settled back onto the bed. Yes, really. For instance, one way is to just put up some kind of symbol that keeps negative things away. That method is used for normal people all the time. You mean like good luck charms and things like that? Those things actually work. Not all the time, but some do, some of the time. Well, this is not helpful if it's only working sometimes. It kind of depends on the word and what it is, but symbol words are pretty weak to begin with. A church gargoyle may keep some things at bay, but anything that really wants to get past that will just walk right by it. Plus, a lot of symbols only work on specific creatures, so you might put something that keeps out ghosts but isn't going to save you from anything else at once in. I don't know what that was, a gasp or something? Belch? I guess that makes sense. So basically, a lot of old wives' tales sorts of things have at least some truth to them. Of course they do. I mean, things like that don't spring up out of nowhere. It's just that degree of occurrency varies a bit. Anyway, I'll teach you more about it after Halloween and Samhain. Warding magic is pretty essential for any cryptic that doesn't have any physical strength. But what I really want to show you is how to do barriers, which are different than wards. Barriers are just a specific type of ward, and even then it breaks down into active and passive barriers, and it can actually break further into physical and energy barriers. It sounds so complicated. I felt like I was sitting through some kind of class with a really energetic professor. I wonder if they actually have magic schools. I felt a bit cheated I didn't get carted off on a magic train to attend classes at some cool old castle. Instead, I just got my best friend lecturing me in my bedroom. I want a Harry Potter experience. Hey, are you listening? Yes, I'm listening. You were saying there are different types of barriers. Yes, and for your house specifically, I intend to set up an invisible magic barrier that will keep out anything with bad intentions, one that will stay in place for a few days, then dissipate on its own. She pulled out a notebook and started scribbling in it. I leaned over to watch her, draw? Bad intentions is kind of vague. In this sense, it means anything that intends physical harm. So if something wanted to come in and just yell at you a bit, it would probably make it through. If it intends to physically hurt you, it'll be stopped. She wrote the page out of the notebook with a flourish and held it up for me to see. It was presumably a drawing illustrating how magic barriers worked. I raised an eyebrow. Yeah, seems like what I would draw. Basically, it's like this. As long as you're inside the barrier, you're safe. Normal people won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to faintly tell where it is, so you can make sure you stay inside it. That's an interesting diagram. Hey, not everyone is good at art like you, okay? I can see that. What exactly are those things trying to kill me? Why do they have 4 ears? She peered down at the notebook, frowning slightly. Those are horns! Horns! Because they're evil things that want to hurt you? And why is one descending upon the house from the sky? Am I going to be subjected to demonic air raids from now? You're clearly missing the point. She bopped me on the forehead with the notebook. Focus! Fine, I get it. Magic barriers keep things out. Got it. Good, because I'm also going to teach you a quick, easy barrier spell today. You are? I don't think you'll need it, but... She laughed when she saw my eager expression. I figured you'd really like to learn one today. Yes, definitely. The thought of learning to do something besides panicking and being helpless was definitely appealing. But first, I want to put the words on your house. So how do we do that? I nudged the bag she brought in. Do we use something in there? Nah, I can't do it without any of that stuff. I do have something I want to give you later, though. Something that might help you in your room at night. Something else I was definitely looking forward to. For the barriers, we need to go outside. She put her notebook away and stood, showing her bag as she grinned at me. Put on some good hiking shoes because we're gonna take a walk through the woods so I can teach you the other one, away from prying eyes. I expected Mom to sound the alarms to start flashing sirens the moment I said I wanted to go for a walk in the woods for the alley. I guess that having a responsible chaperone made her feel secure in the fact that I would be returned in a reasonable time frame. Sort of. So you'll be back soon? Oh, I don't think we'll be gone for more than an hour. We won't go far. I just want to get some fresh air, and it's been forever since we've gone hiking together. Well, I guess it's okay, but please be careful. Shane said he'd seen evidence of a bobcat. We'll keep an eye out for it. Okay. She watched us anxiously from the window as we went outside, and I pretended to show Allie around the yard. I showed her the fairy ring, which she thought was an interesting coincidence given my situation. She also cautioned me very strongly about it and suggested that after that word, we try to find a way to dissolve it without infuriating the brownie. I didn't think it was necessary, but she pointed out that fairy rings can be dangerous to mortals, which basically meant the rest of my family, not to mention the fact that the brownie would have a fit if Dad tried to mow it over. She thought there might be a way to safely locate it to a nearby spot outside our yard. Then, trying to find a slightly hidden spot for her to cast her barrier spell. I showed her our bird feeder. I'm sure she found that particularly riveting. But it was a good place to set up the barrier, so she did that there. She didn't use a wand or do anything really spectacular. There was a sort of gentle wind and a strange sort of ripple in the air, nothing that my observant mother would notice. It seemed awfully easy for her to cast a barrier that apparently went around my entire house. I wondered if she was just really talented or if the barriers in general were easy. into the woods again. But this is where I'm gonna stop for today because my throat is killing me. But that's good that we're going to learn how to do at least an easy barrier technique or something. The sound of like the feet and the grass walking in my ear is kind of scaring me. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I still wonder next to